Thank you for joining us this evening in this bad weather. And welcome to another event of AlNadwa Freethinking Society. My name is Abbas Youssef, a co-founder and the secretary of this organization. It is a great honor to be your MC tonight and to share the stage with two of our most prominent Arab American academic and historians. Dr. May Saikali, who will introduce our guest, Dr. Rachid AlKhalidi. For those who are unfamiliar with AlNadwa Freethinking Society, this is a new community organization just over a year old, whose vision is to build a free-thinking community that promotes creativity, critical thinking, culture and the arts, embraces science and reason, and celebrates diversity. Our objective is to organize lectures, conferences, seminars, discussions and relevance and importance to our community. Discussions with relevance and importance to our communities. No cause of our world is as central to global social justice as the Palestinian struggle to identity, statehood, and freedom. We at AlNadwa invited Dr. Alkhalidi to speak on the Palestinian cause through the lens of his latest book, The 100 Years' War and Palestine. This event could not have come at more suitable time, as it has amplified the urgency and the relevance of tonight's event in response to the deal of the century. Listening to AlKhalidi as a historian and an expert will shed more light on the Palestinian cause and the US role in the Middle East. Our friends, Professor May Saikali is one of our community intellectuals who has recently retired from 25 years of service as a professor of Middle East modern social history at Wayne State University. She will introduce our speaker tonight. Dr. Saikali is known for her intellectual achievements and especially her work in archiving and contextualizing oral histories of Palestine. She is also one of few oral historians collecting Palestinian memories and teaching that skill to her students. Dr. Saikali has advised many of us in our community. She is continuing the legacy of her mentor and shared advisor with Dr. AlKhalidi, the esteemed historian, Professor Albert Hourani. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. May Saikali as she will formally introduce her friend, Professor Rachid AlKhalidi.
Thank you, Abbas. Thank you very much. مساء الخير جميعاً. شكر جزيل لندوة الفكر الحر وجميع المؤسسات المشاركة في برنامجنا اليوم. I will speak in English now. In this outstanding gathering of intellectuals and politically concerned Arab Americans, we are gathered to welcome Professor Rachid AlKhalidi, who is one of us, an Arab American, and also one of the best well-known, influential Middle East historians of our times. I'm sure that most of you know of Rachid AlKhalidi and his work, his achievements and accomplishments. But I still will give you a very brief outline of this background. Dr. Khalidi is a genuine Maqdisi, Ibn al-Quds, the son and carrier of the Jerusalemite Khalidi scholarly tradition, combined with Western and exposing the undercurrents of times and policies. This book is a special treat. His publications have covered the wide range of Arab history with sharp precision on the roots of the colonial experiment in our region. He nevertheless concentrated various books on the encounter between Western and US foreign policies and Palestine. This we read lucidly in his books, first Brokers of Deceit, Sowing Crisis, American Domination, and the Cold War in the Middle East, The Iron Cage, and Palestinian Identity. However, in this latest book, we see the epitome of all this knowledge coming to fruition in history analysis. Alkhalidi has built his career with a repertoire of students and followers at Columbia University, where he is the Edward Said Professor of Modern Arab Studies. He also taught at the University of Chicago, the Lebanese University, and the American University of Beirut. Important to note that Dr. Khalidi was the co-director and is still an active member of the Center for Palestine Studies at Columbia University, a unique setup that we don't find in other American universities, where Palestinian academic exposure. His leadership has been well known, whether as president of the Middle East Studies Association, where I was a member, and we all saw all the great work he's done, or his various involvement and contributions to the Institute of Palestine Studies. Particularly, I would like to single out the Journal of Palestine Studies that I would advise all of you to contribute to subscribe to look it up. Also, as a Palestinian scholar, Dr. Khalidi was the advisor to the Palestinian delegation to Madrid talks in Washington, D.C. Without further delay, I'm delighted, honored to welcome my friend Rachid AlKhalidi, who will introduce his latest book, which sums up the Palestinian story.
Shukran jazila. Thank you all for coming. Sit at the table. Yeah, feel free. Come on, I'll sit at the table.
Want to make